I'm pleased to say I'm joined by the owner of the North East Darts Promotions, Scott Hunt. Thanks for the time, Scott. How you doing?
Hi Alex, yeah, great, thanks very much. Thanks for inviting us on the show here.
No worries at all, and we'll come on to your involvement with the darts scene in the North East in a moment. But firstly, going back to where it started for you in darts, obviously you're the older brother of the PDC tour card holder Adam Hunt. Did your interest in darts first come from the family?
Yes, I'll be honest, I'm 31 now, so my first interest in darts playing, I would have been about 25. I've always followed Adam. He's getting on now. He's probably been kicking around for about 10 years since the first youth tour, I would imagine. So I've always followed him as a fan, but my interest came from watching him and then getting involved playing in the pubs and clubs myself.
Okay, so growing up then, was darts something that was more that Adam was interested in rather than yourself? Obviously saying there that you didn't really get into it until your mid-20s.
Yeah, so Adam, I think my mum and dad bought him a dartboard when he was, I couldn't tell you the age, he was a young age, bought him one for Christmas, and I think it was like a duck to water, really. I growing up, I played football at a high standard when I was younger, so that was kind of my main interest. We've got another brother, David. He's a massive golf player. He plays a lot of golf, so it was kind of split across the three of us. But as I got a little bit older, didn't play as much football. I started watching Adam, like I said, and then moved into playing myself, and here we are today.
From yourself playing, we come on to the North East Darts Promotions, which you're involved in now heavily. How did that first come about?
So my kind of early working career, I used to run club nights. So I was an event promoter, ran nightclub events, different things in bars in Newcastle. As I progressed, I started running events around the country. Manchester, Leeds, even went to Northern Ireland International, Dublin. So like the event side of it and kind of the creative side of it came from there. I've always been enthusiastic with building events, concepts and ideas. When I got into the darts, there's a guy from Northumberland called Tab Hunter. He was running a website that had all the kind of competitions that were running throughout the Northeast, and he kind of did reporting on a lot of the professionals and all the kind of the diary throughout all the competitions in the Northeast. He, in 2017, it was January 2017, he decided to call it a day. So there was kind of a gap in the market there to take over something, and with my background and what I was doing, I thought I could take it to the next level. So that's how I took over, started a new website, took over the diary, kind of promoting and whatnot. And as that progressed and I got a little bit more of a following, a bit of a back, and I started putting on big events. So at the end of 2017 in December, I ran the Newcastle Open, and that was 256 players. It was held in a hotel in the Northeast. We had players like Nathan Aspinall, Andy Bolton, Adam, Chris Dobie entered, a lot of big other names entered as well. Gary Robson, he entered, there's a few others. But that's how it progressed, and as the years have gone on, I've put on more bigger events, and that's what I'm just looking to do in the future. A lot more big events, and I suppose that's it so far.
And you touched on the website there that you're involved in as well, northeastdarts.com, updating on the local competitions, the diary events. Just talk to us about the darts scene in the Northeast, though. We hear an awful lot about how big it is there. What is it like?
Yeah, so obviously it's been around for years. Everyone knows the Northeast up here. The calibre of people that are coming through, just proving now. We've got 5 Northeast lads that have got tour cards. So it just shows how strong the field is up here, and there's so many other names out there that probably haven't got the opportunity or chance to take it to the next level, but they can compete on that level. It's such a hard field around here. The website, so I kind of, like I said, I kind of, at the moment, control the diary and all the competitions, but I promote all them for these people as well. So across the whole Northeast, from the borders right down to touching North Yorkshire, we'll cover all that. Pushing over towards Cumbria way as well, cover all those kind of competitions, the full diary every Saturday, Sundays, chocker throughout the year, and there's a lot of money at stake and a lot of money on offer for these players to go and compete, and that's what does bring the standard higher and higher, is the money on offer.
And looking at the promoting event side of things, you mentioned one of the events there, that the Newcastle Open, which attracted a big field and some big names there. It could be that one, but what is the biggest achievement so far for you, do you think, in promoting events? Is it that one, or is there another moment that you look back on more fondly?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. It hadn't been done for a long time in the North East, holding an event of that size. I know that Gary Wood, BBC official, held an event years and years ago in the North East, and he had, a lot of entries, and that was one of the biggest in the area. But I think that's probably my biggest achievement, yes. What I need to do now is, and moving forward, is I need to start looking at sponsorship opportunities to then take it to the next level. I did have a sponsor back in the day to be able to hold that, but again, it's just moving forward and trying to build these connections that allows me to then put these events on for the people. I'd say, but and as obviously it's been happening recently, maybe that I've just run a 256-man competition at the weekend online. That was probably harder to run and manage than what I did previously back in 2017. More so just trying to liaise with everyone online and through phones instead of face-to-face, which is a massive task, but completed, and it was a success.
Yeah, definitely. I want to come back to the lockdown events in a moment. Just really looking at the things going on at the moment, as you mentioned there, we've got the pandemic going on, which has affected everyone around the world. But from your perspective, how difficult was it initially when all this came about, having your calendar of events, loads of events that you mentioned there that you have weekend in, weekend out, being ripped up basically? Yeah,
so it was, as soon as it happened, I remember there was going to be a competition live on the weekend that the lockdown got announced, and that is a massive competition in the calendar. Northumberland is an area, it's thriving for darts. Chris Dorby, Callum Ridds, all the big names like that. There's a lot come from that area, so it's got a good following. And that, as soon as that was cancelled, it was like, wow, what's going on? And our initial reaction is everything's going to go down the pan. But so the idea. I can't remember, I seen something online, some guy like winning a little competition online, and that's how it kind of progressed into what we were doing now, and I think it's just blown up with running competitions online and leagues. And one of the lads, I know we're going to touch on it a bit later, but the reason I got into it was one of the guys, local lads, Ali Patton, ran just a local competition, local league between a few of us, and it kind of just progressed from there, really. And I thought, there's something in this, but obviously we had to, kind of cement all the rules and regulations and how we're going to manage it. But again, we'll touch on that as well.
Yeah, just coming on to the events that we're seeing now during this lockdown, the expansion of online darts at home, and you guys getting involved in that as well. Your biggest events that you've had being the lockdown knockouts, the fourth one this past weekend. Lots of names in there that we'll recognise. 256 players, won by Ryan Joyce in the end. Just how difficult is it to get them events together and get all them players together to play the event and it to run smoothly?
Yeah, so it was a massive task. I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have the following I've previously had. So with the North East, I've got a couple of Facebook groups, my website, some good connections within the darting world. I wouldn't have been able to do that without building that up prior to it. So that kind of fueled the entrance and the credibility of the event to get to that stage. I started off with 128. It started on a Wednesday night, midweek, then moved on, done another couple, 128, did a couple of different concepts, 4-man teams, some pairs, and then progressed to the 256. As mentioned, it's kind of the rules and regulations and how you kind of officiate these competitions online. Obviously there's skeptics, there's been people that have made mistakes, cheating and whatnot, but obviously that was out the window, and we've kind of got to a certain level now that we kind of manage and be able to watch certain games. The rules are all set out in stone, everyone's aware of them, and I think everyone's used to them now. So it's obviously attracted some big names. Andy Bolton was entered, obviously got beaten off Ryan. Chris Dobie, my brother, Ricky Evans entered, Luke Humphreys, a few other big names.
Just looking at the lockdown knockouts in particular, it seems to have grown quite quickly in a relative short space of time. The one that you've just had, you said it was the biggest online payout that you've done to date during the lockdown. What was the prize fund? And for these events, are you looking to make them bigger and maybe increase the prize fund even further?
Yeah, definitely. So the prize fund is around about 1,400. What we did was I had a few volunteers helping us, and so a little bit of that money went towards them people helping us, which which we can touch on as well, through this all like online competitions, I had an idea. Obviously, streaming's been around for a while. The Icelandics do it. It's massive in North America and over the water with regards to streaming the players. And we obviously, it's not that much over here due to the PDC and their rules and contracts. But we thought it was an idea and wanted to do it. So that's how my YouTube channel, Northeast Darts TV, came about. So we were able to stream these players and broadcast it to kind of the amateur game to the rest of the public, just to keep some entertainment coming in. So a little bit of money went towards that, just funding that, as I've got another guy that's helping us, Matthew Hodgson, that's putting this Northeast Darts TV together with me. And the future of that is to broadcast a lot of our online competitions, as well as, after lockdown, broadcasting the amateur game in all the pubs and clubs in the northeast and streaming them live to YouTube. So that's the plan. Online, I'm probably looking to do another one. I've learned a couple of things from the past weekend. I may do the early stages in 2 different sessions just to manage it a little bit better, because obviously everyone's playing from the same board. There was 128 games all coming through, all the results coming through at once, so that was a lot to handle it within a short space of time. So that's a learning curve. But yeah, so I'm looking to expand it, make it bigger and better. With the addition of Northeast Darts TV, there is sponsorship and advert opportunities that I may get in touch with people. And if there's anyone out there that would want to get involved, we've got nearly 700 subscribers in a week and a half, and we've got nearly 1,000 hours of playing time already.
Excellent. Yeah, it's good to see it going, and just want to finish really by going back to your brother Adam. He's obviously back on the tour this year after coming through Q School in January. As you mentioned earlier, still only 26, but he's been around the PDC darts for a long time. What's it like following his career as a brother, and I presume going through those highs and lows with him from a player that competes at the top level?
It's funny you say that, because our family, we literally live and breathe every single dart he throws, and it's a nightmare. We get more nervous than him. He's a laid-back character. He's a lot chilled out than us, but it's been great. I remember the first youth tour that we ever went. I remember he was playing Van Gerwen. I can't remember the score, I'm not sure of it. But back in 2011, I do believe Adam won the first youth tour event. First ever youth one, the likes of Joe Cullen, Ricky Evans, all them big names were in at Michael Smith. And Adam, won that, and that's what kind of catapulted him into the stage he is now. And following it throughout, ups and downs. I've been over Europe with him, travelled all Euro tours. He's had some great wins, went down to PDC World. It's been a fantastic journey so far. But Adam's got a young family at the moment. I've got a 3-year-old daughter and a young lad called James, who's only born recently. So I think Adam's going to, in the next few years, he will kick on. He's still maturing and he's still understanding the professional game at that level. And now he's getting a little bit more older, a little bit more mature. I think he will kick on. He's got the ability, no doubt. So I'm sure he will kick on very shortly.
And lastly, for anyone listening who wants to follow Northeast Darts, we mentioned the website earlier, but what about anyone who wants to maybe get involved playing or maybe helping out? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, no problem. So I've got my whole Facebook group is built around Northeast Darts Promotions, so you can contact us on Facebook via that. For all online competitions, you can get in touch. It's Lockdown Knockout. Lockdown Knockout. My Facebook profile is Scott Northeast Darts, so if you just find us on there, give us a message. The next competition we're probably looking at is in the next couple of weeks, it will be held over a weekend, but I will release information via them groups and via the channels, so everyone will get the information direct.
Great stuff. Well, Scott, it's a pleasure to chat to you. Do keep up the great work that you're doing for darts in the North East, and we look forward to seeing everything that you've got coming up as well.
So, yeah, thanks very much for your time, Alex. Thanks for inviting us on.